I, 42 male, think wife, 40 female, might be cheating. Part 2. Update 4. My attorney acquaintance was able to suggest a family law attorney. Not only that, but this man was allegedly cheated on, and these situations enable him to take vengeance. This is what my friend said when he recommended this lawyer. He will be quite flexible with his costs since he truly wants to assist. Perhaps this is on the bright side of the ledger. My wife, on the other hand, acknowledged to the affair. She informed me that it began as flirtation, progressed to an emotional affair, and never became. I saw straight through it, and she eventually revealed that it became physical, which corresponded with the moment at which she cut off intimacy with me. I received a lot more information than I thought I could handle. It was a sweltering and sweaty affair. To say that this has completely screwed up my life would be an understatement. I'm struggling with my emotions and can't concentrate on anything. I informed my wife that it would be better if she stayed with her mother for the time being, and that I would look after the kids so they could be at home and have some stability. In the meanwhile, my attorney is hard at work. According to him, the fact that I'm in the home is a significant benefit. I've also avoided telling her that our marriage is gone. She will find out when she is served with the papers, which will happen shortly. I can't get the pictures of my wife with this man out of my mind. I teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to professional and semi-professional fighters, and I try to give them as much attention as possible. My job's physicality seems to have been beneficial. Obviously, I'm also pouring all I have into my children. My interest outside of BJJ is learning about different things. To decompress, I usually read for a few hours at night. But I can't even get through a paragraph without being distracted. I picture all the other things they may have said after watching them refer to me as a foolish animal. The entire thing has gotten to me. I've always been a cheerful person, but now it's all gone. On another topic, news has spread about what occurred, and many individuals have offered to help in any way they can. It's very comforting to know that I'm not alone. A lot of my friends' wives have jumped into action, claiming to know gorgeous ladies they would want to introduce me to. There are a few people who know me and are quite interested in my approaching single status. I'm not going to date until this is finished, and probably not for a long time after that. However, knowing that there are several possibilities is a comforting sensation. I believe I will be okay. It's all about the kids right now. My wife is frantic and insists on staying married. I know I'll never get over what she did, so being together would just be postponing the inevitable. Update 5. I found out my wife was having an affair and that she felt I was foolish and a loser since I did make a lot of money. I filed for divorce, and it should be finalized by the end of next month. We'll share custody 50/50, and she'll pay spousal support since she makes far more than I do. That is the legal status as it is right now. Now, let's go on to the other repercussions. My children and I are devastated. I never saw myself as a single father, yet here I am. My wife seems to be suffering from depression. The man she cheated on felt she wasn't worth them. According to what I've heard, she's begun drinking and dating a lot of weird males she finds online. She's phoned me many times and asked me to take her back so she could resume her previous life. Part of me wished for it, but I resisted. She seemed to have been enraged after learning how much money she would have to pay me each month, so I don't have to be concerned about her phone call. My children are baffled. I'm unhappy every second they're not with me. I'm also always lonely. I haven't spent much time with friends and have primarily remained at home. Because I appeared gloomy, the girl who works at a coffee shop I frequent inquired if everything was all right. I suppose I'm not concealing it as effectively as I thought. People I know want to link me up with women they know, but I refuse because I don't want to be known as the man whose wife cheated on him. I hadn't dated in so long that I'm at a loss for words. I had a couple fighters perform really well on a fairly public platform, and it was the only spark I'd had in a long time. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I need to snap out of it and move on at some time, but I haven't achieved that level of drive yet. I did have someone I knew contact the other guy's wife and present her the evidence I had. I couldn't bear the thought of nothing happening to him. I'm not permitted to pursue him, so this was the best I could do. She didn't believe me at first, but then I learned about their marital problems. As far as I know, they are still together, but on shaky ground. I'm pretty angry about everything. It's mind-boggling to consider how life may be perfect one minute and entirely upside down the next. One nice thing that has occurred is that I have met a lady that I am interested in via some friends, but I haven't asked her out or anything. She is absolutely attractive, however, she is roughly 14 years younger than me. I'm not sure whether that's a large concern, but it's a significant age difference. Given all I've gone through, I believe my confidence has taken a hit. She seemed to be too gorgeous for me. She might be, I suppose, but I've been thinking a lot about her. So it's been the past 6 months of my existence. It has to be the worst I have ever felt. I've always been a joyful person, but I'm feeling dark and dismal right now. Update 6. I discovered that my wife was having an affair with a colleague. After that, I divorced her. I had been with her for about 15 years, so to say my new life has been difficult would be an understatement. I do get feelings of grief or loss from time to time, but they are transitory. I'm feeling fantastic for the most part. My children are doing well and spend a lot of time with me. After the divorce, my wife had to take on additional accounts at work to pay for her new single living circumstances, as well as spousal support to me. She earned a lot more than me. I had a pretty flexible schedule when the pandemic occurred, so I was able to keep the kids with me and undertake home education. Because my employment required physical interaction with others, the epidemic has hindered that not a lot of opportunities for my guys right now. In some ways, it's been like I'm a stay-at-home dad. After the event, I spent some time to myself. The younger girl I was interested in left on a lengthy assignment in Europe with her employer. We communicated through technology. She returned when her duty was over, and we have been together ever since. She adores me and my children. She is a really kind and thoughtful individual. Before we met, I was told about a remarkable woman who looked like Wonder Woman and was the loveliest person you'd ever meet. I was excited to meet her. I was skeptical at first because it seemed too good to be true, but she is really genuine. There will, I think, be some other phases in our relationship in the not-too-distant future. For my ex-girlfriend, things haven't worked out. She started to drink heavily and form relationships with random men she met on the internet. Her workload has also been exacerbated by the need to take on more accounts. In the last several years, she seems to have gained 15 years in age. She was normally stunning, but the last time I saw her, she seemed to be in a state of disarray. It seemed as though her essential vitality had been drained from her body. That's an odd thing to say, but that's what it seemed to be at the time. Her closest friend confided in me that she is depressed and unpleasant to be in the company of. The fact that someone who seems to be happy and in control of their life can slip into such a horrific place is something I will never be able to comprehend. My ex's friend also informed me that she never expected me to leave her after the affair. I believe her. I suppose she believed she had influence over me because of her substantial financial resources. As a result, she had unforeseen consequences as a result of the affair. I hope she is able to find serenity for the sake of my children. With the exception of a few glitches brought on by the virus, everything is going swimmingly. I'm relieved that I ended my first marriage swiftly rather than allowing it to go on for years. I was well aware that I was making a difficult decision, but it was the right one. After that, I just kept going. Given the fact that I know I'll get there eventually, I don't mind going forward a little bit each day. If you find yourself in this situation, it is important to think about the long term. At first, you may feel depressed or even depressed. After that, I was depressed. After that, I got depressed. After that, it's game over. But no matter what happens, you don't give up. Work out hard every day too. Every day, the goal is to try to do one thing that will help you grow or add to your skill set, not self-help stuff, but real skills. I began making short movies of the boys I teach and learned a lot about shooting and editing in the process. It's been a lovely side hobby for me and I highly recommend it. Reading more books has helped me have a better understanding of a number of subjects. All I did was make a concerted attempt to achieve something each day. Over time, the little things add up to a significant amount. Simply said, you must ensure that you are putting up the necessary work and patience.